Hi, this is Connie Giordano with Walking in Truth Ministry. Join me now as I deliver this stirring message from God's holy word. Adam Clarke, the renowned Bible commentator, said, "Self-sufficiency and self-dependence have been the ruin of mankind ever since the fall of Adam. The grand sin of the human race is their continual endeavor to live independently of God, that is, to be without God in the world. True religion consists in considering God the fountain of all good and expecting all good from Him." How about you? As a Christian, are you guilty of the sins of self-sufficiency and self-dependence? Honestly speaking, are there times in your walk when you live independently of God? Can you truly say that you wholeheartedly consider God as your one and only fountain of good and expect all good from Him alone? Or do you find yourself continually looking to other sources like your abilities, education, assets, family, friends, church, government, science, etc.? In Proverbs 3:6, Solomon gave us an injunction aimed at this much more practical ungodliness, which keeps God at a distance from human affairs. That injunction is, "In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths." The result of this command is that God will be your guide. He will be your road maker, showing you the way and clearing all the obstacles from it so that your way will be safe and good and be happy at the last. Who would not want that? Anyone in their right mind would. However, it is in the first part of this instruction where most people stumble. Proverbs 3:6 says, "In all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct thy paths." In all your ways. This includes all. It covers the whole area of life's action, all your acts and undertakings, whether they be spiritual or secular, public or private. It includes your ways of sorrow, disappointment, or joy. It includes your secret ways, ways of thought, business, pleasure, dress, and social life. What are you to do in all your ways? In all thy ways acknowledge Him. What does it mean to acknowledge God in all your ways? It means to know Him practically, set Him before you, have Him always in view, consider Him as present, observing every step you take. Are you doing this? Or do you go about your day hardly ever thinking about God while following your own inclinations or what's popular? To acknowledge God is to not take one step without His leave or advice. Ask wisdom of Him. Ask counsel at His mouth. Ask success of Him. Beg direction from Him. Consult His word. Make the scriptures your counselors and take Him as your guide. To acknowledge God is to recognize His supreme authority and divine wisdom and goodness. It is to recognize Him as your master and accept Him as the sole arbiter of your lot. It is to take him into your counsels. Listen to his authority in everything that you undertake, and acknowledge him in all your actions by seeking his blessing in your progress. In all your ways. Every area of your life must be turned over to his control. Let me say that again. Every area of your life must be turned over to his control. You must have no will of your own. You must have only one single desire, and that is to know his will and do it. That is what it means to acknowledge him in all your ways. The Family Bible Notes said, "They who feel their need of God's protection and guidance and humbly commit themselves to him in the way of duty shall not be left to perplexity or error. He will mark out their path for them and make them truly prosperous and useful." What happens when you acknowledge God in all your ways? As Proverbs 3:6 says, he directs your paths. In other words, he does not leave you to perplexity or error. He marks out your path and makes you truly prosperous and useful. He directs your paths, your designs, your aims, and your intentions. He himself makes them straight and smooth, clearing and leveling the road, removing all obstacles that block your way. He removes obstructions, prevents mistakes, and preserves from ruin. Who wouldn't want that? He directs your paths in perfect wisdom, in perfect goodness, and for your good and his glory. He guides you to your final goal, enabling you to make wise decisions. He makes life's journey easier. But remember, he directs your paths when you acknowledge him in all your ways. Are you doing this? The biblical illustrator said that it is an utter impossibility for God to direct our paths unless we commit our whole ways into his hands. Adam Clarke advised, earnestly pray for his direction at the commencement, look for his continual support in the progress, and so begin and continue that all may terminate in his glory, and then it will certainly be to thy good. Do you want to live a good and prosperous life? Do you want to come to a good end in all your actions and undertakings? Then do as Adam Clarke advised in accordance with Proverbs 3:6. Begin, continue, and end every work, purpose, and device with God. In other words, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. I leave you with a final word from the biblical illustrator. Take one step at a time. Every step under divine warrant and direction. Ever plan for yourself in simple dependence on God. It is nothing less than self-idolatry to conceive that we can carry on even the ordinary matters of the day without his counsel. He loves to be consulted. Therefore take all thy difficulties to be resolved by him. Be in the habit of going to him in the first place, before self-will, self-pleasing, self-wisdom, human friends, convenience, expediency. Before any of these have been consulted, go to God at once. When you do, you will indeed acknowledge him in all your ways, and in turn, he will direct your paths. That is, assist and bless all your endeavors. Which of you doesn't want the blessing of God on all that you do?